Hello, good morning, top of the morning to you. This is Olivia with Tarot and Coffee with Olivia, and I'm here excitedly early in the morning to say thank you. Thank you for being here. I am very appreciative that I get to get up every morning and do this for you. I had to take a quick sip of coffee. So always remember that you are the master of your own universe, except when you're not, and that's when you need to let go and let God. These morning readings are a meditative effort to start your day or to finish your day or to um, give a special meaning to your afternoon. Basically, it's a daily pick one card. I'll read, you pick the stone or the crystal, and I will read that one card for the day. If you need clarification, you can always come back to me and book an appointment, and we can clarify that card, or we can answer questions that you have. I'll answer any question that you have. Um, so we have some events coming up this this month. I'm doing my first month reading, and it is or on YouTube. It is a June. Our June reading is going to be on the abundance of love and how we can receive that in our lives. That will be on Friday. Also on Friday is the full moon. It starts at 5 something, I don't remember, 5 something Central Time. Um, and so I want you to be aware of that. And because of that, and because the moon card has been popping out of decks and been showing up in everybody's readings, then I've also made this week a study on the moon. So instead of a special thought this morning, we will talk some more about the moon card, which how can we have so much to say about one card? Well, it is the moon card after all. And the other day I was speculating on these two animals here in the foreground. What I thought were dogs, they're actually, one is a dog, the red one, and the other is a wolf. And what they represent is the fear of the unknown. But more specifically, with the moon card, it's fear of the unknown mind. So it's what Jung called the shadow self. Basically, it is the part of the subconscious pieces of ourself that we're not so aware of, that maybe even be veiled so thickly, like we have no memory of. Um, Carl Jung says that the less aware we are of that part of ourselves, the more dangerous it becomes. Um, and as far as the moon card goes, that path that goes off into the distance is actually the path to spiritual enlightenment. So, what Jung says, when a person faces their shadow selves, one of the things they find are some childish things, misconceptions, wrong ideas, prejudices, things that we use as our belief system to get on our way. And with enlightenment, when the moon shines down on it and we see the dark side that we weren't used to seeing, then we start realizing that we have some old beliefs that we need to let go of in order to move forward. Some old wrong beliefs, or some beliefs that were good for children but not as an enlightened adult. And so that's our moon card today, and a little discussion on one of my favorite people, Carl Jung, whose mother was a psychic or a crazy person. Actually, she was both. So, now at this time, I would go ahead and like to show you what we have to choose from here. We have our beautiful selenite, and we have our beautiful turquoise, and we have our gorgeous tiger eye, and our simply amazing copper ore over here on this side. I'm not sure if I've said everything I'm supposed to say or usually say at the beginning of these videos, so if you're new and you have questions, go ahead and get my phone number off my website, um, and or book an appointment and look at some of the older videos from the days gone by. Sometimes that's fun to do, especially if you keep a journal. You can kind of see how your card of the day lined up with what was going on in your journal that day. So without further ado, we're going to choose the Selenite here, the card that's behind the Selenite. And here he is, the King of Swords. The King of Swords. So, of course, he's a king. So, he has everything that you think of, all the qualities that you think of that a king should have. He happens to be the High King, the oldest king, the more experienced and seasoned king. So, this king is battle worn. He has been to battle. The swords are often have to do with the subconscious also. So, um, there are some other things about him that aren't just any king, and that is that he has a lot of compassion and he's very intellectual, very, very sharp mind. And when you have this card, what I would say to you today is that you do have power and that you do have a voice and that you are intelligent and you have a decision to make, or maybe no, this doesn't seem okay. It's not a decision. It is something you have to say. It's something that you have to say to someone, or maybe it's maybe you're not a leader in a group, but you feel like you might make a better leader, and you kind of want to move in that direction. This is a very this is a very intellectual card. It has to do with what I think you need to do is think about what kinds of things that you need to take charge of. It might just be things in your life. It might not be something at work or something in your home life. It might very well just have to do with something that you have been planning to do and you haven't done it. It's time to go ahead and take charge and do it. So we're going to move on to the turquoise colored rock, and we will turn your card over. Well, that looks sad, doesn't it? It looks like he's just woken up from a nightmare. This is the Nine of Swords. And that's what I often think of when I see the Nine of Swords. Like you're trapped, you're locked into a dream, you're locked into a nightmare, you're locked into a place that has so many troubles that you can barely face it. So this place is often where any nightmares live in your head. Your head is a very real space. So when I say it's in your head, I'm not saying like a doctor says, because I do believe your head or your mind is its own universe in a way. Big disappointments, concerns about untruths, worried that you're not getting all of the information, failure. If you're having this card today, I'd like you to take some time for yourself to be in a quiet space, and maybe that's something you do all day, every day anyway. Go somewhere else. Get a different perspective. Get some light shined on that. Shine some light. Unbind yourself. Some of the responsibilities you have may not be meant for you to be responsible for. You may need to let go of some things. Let go and let God. If somebody doesn't want you to help them, take a day off and don't help them. Maybe this is someone you've been caring for a long time. Maybe it's more than one person, but you've been trying to help them while they won't help themselves. It's time to let go of that. It's time to take a break, turn on the light, and make some decisions about some responsibilities that maybe aren't for you. Or maybe just for this day. You know, this is just a daily reading. I have to remind myself of that. Take a break today, okay? Now we're going to move on to the Tiger Eye. And we're going to turn your card over. And we have the Page of Cups. What a sweet young person this is. Just every time I see the Page of Cups, I just think of such a beautiful, sweet youth. Someone who's artistic. Sometimes they have those long fingers and hands like a pianist. So, this card tells me that today, you need to trust your intuition, because this card is a card of intuition. Also, it often has to do with receiving a message, because when you have a page, sometimes that happens. Trust issues. So this card, when I pulled it today, it happened to be inverted. So I do want to talk about some of the inverted sides of the card, and that is that maybe you do have some trust issues, maybe for reasons. So just be aware of them. Sometimes this card can be like sensitive. This person is very sensitive. That's the word I was looking for. If you get this card today, embrace your childlike spirit. Protect yourself as if you were an innocent. Just think about your dreams. Think about the positive things of your childhood. I want you today, your assignment would be to think of a wonderful day that you had in your childhood. If you can remember your childhood, some people can't. So if you can remember your childhood, think of a wonderful day that you had. If you can't remember your childhood, a day as an adult, and try to relive that in your mind for a few minutes. Take a few deep breaths and take some time to remember that. Take 10 minutes. Set your clock. It won't take too long. Do it right after this reading. Go pee or whatever you need to do, and then set your clock for 10 minutes and seek out that memory and carry it with you throughout the day. And we have the copper ore, which is one of my, it's so heavy, guys. You can hear it on the table. Okay, so I'm going to turn over your card. Oh, and you have, I'm acting surprised. You know, I do pull these beforehand. You have the Ace of Wands, which is a beautiful card. It's a it's got a direction on it. This card says go for it. This card says hold on to that passion. You have the tools that you need. Make the magic happen. It's a magic wand in some cases. Don't let those little doubties get in the way today. Just go for it. Don't listen to those little doubts in your mind. Well, that's what your card says. So your assignment for today is to do it. Do it, do it, do it. And when you do, did I do the moon card? I did. Okay. What else? I'm sorry, that was a Mr. Rogers song that popped in my head. Oh, I didn't mention with the love reading that we're doing on Friday for the month. Abundance. How can I have the abundance of love in my life? That with all the stuff that's going on, we're having these spiritual awakenings, and there's all these riots and things like that. I really do feel like the answer comes from Mr. Rogers when he said love is a verb. We gotta stop making fun. We gotta stop being mean and calling each other names. We gotta stop with that. It's not loving. Anyway, you know what I mean. And that's all I gotta say. And I hope you have a great day. Take care.